a bootlegkev.com exclusive.
Lives Ready Set Radio, man. Shout out to the entire Funk Volume camp, man. We're gonna let my dude Dizzy Wright take over the show, man. Nothing but Funk Volume for an hour.
Exactly.
And we got Dizzy in the building. And we also got the guy who he was making fun of earlier. Why don't you give us that impersonation of this guy?
Yeah. Yo, guys, it's your boy Dame on that Funk Volume. I'm here, black and orange out. You know me.
All right, so we got Dame, the co-CEO, owner of Funk Volume Records.
What up? Obviously, that sounds nothing like me.
Nothing like you at all.
Nah.
Hey, so Dame, how did you find Dizzy Wright, man?
We
gotta talk closer to the mic, by the way, Dame. I know you ain't used to being in front of the mic.
Right. Well, we're online all the time.
Okay.
Like, that's kind of how.
Looking at porn and then you stumble across.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Funk Volume was born on the internet, so our fans are constantly shooting videos at us.
Yeah.
You know, this is who we should sign and look at. Dizzy was one of those guys. This was a couple years ago. I saw the video. I think it was the song called Somebody. Either you're is that what it's called?
Somebody or Nobody.
Somebody or Nobody. That was the one that initially caught my eye. And then I just happened to be supporting another friend of mine who was doing a contest locally in LA. There was like an R&B portion and a hip hop portion.
I judged the Vegas version of that. I think the Shake Shoes joint.
Right. So it was that competition, but I was there to support my homie, and he won the R&B portion.
Okay.
So when he went back, there was another round. At the next round, that's where Dizzy was at.
Yeah.
Because I guess he won his portion in Vegas. So that's when I saw him perform live, and that's kind of what did it for me, because I saw people the way people reacted to his music, the way he was able to capture their energy live. I approached him afterwards and introduced myself. I always tell this story. He kind of gave me the cold shoulder.
Hey, you can't blame him though, man.
Right.
So, in this world, you never know what kind of random act.
Yeah.
Plus, Dizzy been doing it for a minute, man.
Yeah. Right. So I understood. That's why I didn't. I tried to put my ego to the side. I just kept following up with him. It took things slow because when you're trying to add somebody to the label, it's a very, very crucial decision.
True.
It's gotta make sense on both ways. So just kept building the relationship, kind of feeling him out, and eventually we just brought him out to Denver to show him exactly what we do.
What you guys do, yeah.
And it just made sense.
Denver's a big market for you guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I feel like Denver is like a big market for independent hip hop. That's like Tech Nine's one of his biggest markets too.
For sure.
It definitely is.
That's what's up. So let's talk about the start of the label. Your brother's with Swizz.
Right.
Swizz is your brother.
Right.
He signed to the label.
Right.
Let me know when I get this wrong.
Okay.
He's like he came up with high school with Hopsin.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's how you guys knew each other.
Right.
And you had the business sense.
Yes.
Per se?
Yeah, so about 2008, it just happened to be perfect timing because I got laid off.
Where were you working at?
I was working for Deloitte Consulting, doing management consulting in Chicago.
That sounds like some
very corporate.
Deloitte.
I work for Deloitte.
Now I know why you're the guy who they came to start the label.
Very corporate, man. I went the school route, man. I got my MBA
Good.
and was doing management consulting in Chicago. Got laid off, and at that time I was just kind of figuring out my own lane and kind of figure out what I wanted to do. Swizz approached me and was like, Dame, I'm not really happy at school. I think I want to do this music thing. And Hopsin, he's not, he was in the Ruthless situation at the time. He was like, Hopsin, kind of in the same situation because they're shelving his project. Can you come in and help us out? And I was like, cool. So initially I just thought it was going to be kind of just like a little project to help me pass some time to when I find my next job.
Right.
But as I started helping them, I saw the reaction from the fans, and I was a fan of the music as well. It wasn't just like, oh, these guys are cool. It was like, nah, these guys are my favorite rappers, and I was like, man, we can really capitalize on this energy and just build and just start going direct to fans and building that fan support.
Is that the secret? Is the interaction with the fans? You think that you guys have kind of like been your key to like your success? Because I feel like, I honestly, like when Hopsin, the first time I ever heard Hopsin was on the joint with Tech Nine and B.O.B. And then I looked him up and I was like, yo, this dude, like these kids mess with this dude.
Right.
Do you think that's like kind of like the secret to the success?
That's definitely one
approach to the
component.
fan?
Heavy fan interaction. Heavy. We've been online just talking to people, replying to people.
Doesn't Hopsin like go kick to people's cribs?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's been over some people's house, but
he plays skate. I know he plays skate with people every city.
Before shows. We've done Ustream. We've used every video chat platform possible.
Including chat roulette.
Nah, not chat roulette.
Including adult friend finder. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, I mean, but whatever we try. I mean, because we're independent, we can do whatever we want. We just try things, and if they work, then we stick with them. If they don't work, then we just try something else.
I gotta ask you, because I noticed that like Dizzy puts out so much material compared to everybody else on the label.
Right.
Specifically Hopsin and Swiss. Jaren's got a new album coming out. My Grandma's Basement. Artwork's crazy for that, by the way. If you only seen it, it's
crazy.
Epic.
Right.
It is rather epic. Why does I mean, I guess this might be a question for Hopsin, but from your perspective, like you said, Hopsin doesn't put out that much new music. Why do you think that is, or why is that?
Right. Well, I mean, every artist has their own personal issues, and they also have their own creative process. So as running the label, you know, I try to develop an environment that suits that individual artist.
So you cater, I mean, of course you would cater to each person differently.
Right, so if Dizzy wants to put out hella music, then I'm going to try to do whatever I can to get that music the most exposure as possible, given the resources we have.
But I mean, as a label, you still, you know, got to push for them to drop that music.
Oh,
right?
for sure. So it's, I mean, again, you know, sometimes they take advantage of us being independent, you know, so there's no...
I'm going to put out this shit when I won't.
Yeah.
There ain't no deadline.
So that's the thing. So that's what we have to find a balance. And as we're growing, you know, we're a young label. So as we're growing, we need to figure out what that balance is going to be. And people need to be more responsible and accountable for what they're doing. You know, but for the most part, I want the guys to feel free creating the music that they want to create. Because that's what... They know what they know what their fans like. And I
Plus, it's not like you're going to, like, really... I mean, Swizz is your brother, man. It's not
right,
like
that's
really,
another element.
Can't go
I'm like, look, bro, I don't want to put out an album right now. Okay.
Right. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to kick your brother off the label? He knows I'm not going to do that.
Dizzy, let's talk about your work ethic, bro. Like we were saying, you've been putting out a bunch of music. You put out lots of visuals.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're, you know, maybe, are you ever scared to oversaturate the Funk Volume fan base?
Nah. I mean, Funk Volume, I got with Funk Volume because each artist can be their own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't slow down for nobody else. Like, I'm young and I'm just ready. Like, I prep myself for all of this. Like, so my work ethic to everybody is like, whoa. But for me, it's just natural.
How many songs you sitting on right now? Like,
I'm sitting on a grip of songs. Just like unfinished songs, grip of collabs. Like, I did super collabs like over the last year, just like
That's
with
dope.
locals and just, so I just go hard. I just like making music. I love writing. I love doing it. You know what I'm saying?
now that you're on the Double XL cover, how many calls have you gotten from random scallywag Vegas rappers about like, hey, Dizzy, remember back in the day
Yeah.
when I saw you at the Meadows Mall? Remember? Hey man, I'm gonna need you to get on this joint, man.
Exactly. Everybody, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah, everybody just want me on that, you know, want me to hop on their stuff and just like trying to throw like little hints out there of like little small things that happen that got us.
Like, has anyone called you Hollywood yet?
Nah, nobody called me Hollywood yet. I'm sure it's gonna come, but yeah, nobody.
They're probably saying it behind your back right now.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do Dizzy.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's saying it. I be chilling though. Everybody know I be chilling.
Hey, who was the rapper? You put out a video. I remember watching this a couple years ago. You was sitting like on a washer dissing somebody.
Oh yeah, man. It's crazy because I started recording in his studio when I first moved back to Vegas first.
Okay.
And then throughout the city, when I first started doing shows with like, no wait, I wasn't doing shows with Funk Volume. No, I was doing shows by myself. Just like I was just kind of getting out there. I think I had did like 106 in Park.
Yeah.
And just doing a few things, and he had seen some interviews, and I guess he felt like I wasn't giving him no love.
That's the worst.
And I'm like, I didn't really know like what he meant, like about
Like,
giving
you
him
supposed
love.
to shout somebody out?
Yeah, because I mean, if somebody asks me the question about it, like, you know, I definitely bring his name up. But I mean, he just was recording this stuff. Like, he wanted some extra love that I ain't have for him. So basically, he started going around the city just popping his gums, like, and I let it go at first.
And now he's working.
But the city pumped it up. That's what made me mad. The
People
city,
on Twitter.
My own city was acting like, you know, he really got at me.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. I'm like, are you serious?
Damn.
So I was like, I'm about to bite his head off.
Dame, we're talking earlier, man. I feel like very soon, especially I think Dizzy is really got star potential. Like as far as the music he makes can transcend like radio, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And independently, that's kind of like sometimes people are independent for a reason because they don't make music that that might not transcend to a wider audience. I think
Right.
Dizzy does though. Do you think the time will come where you guys have like your TDE moment and you guys link up with a major and kind of follow those steps, or are you guys even interested in doing it?
Anything's possible, right?
No, I don't think so. Right now, my focus is on building the right relationships to take any artist to the next level, and one of those being radio. And I feel like we're starting to put the pieces together to be able to accomplish that on our own. No label has approached us with anything that makes sense.
Right.
Again, I'm trying to cater to each individual artist, though. So we would never move Funk Volume to a label. However, if it made sense for
that artist,
for an individual artist, and
yeah.
they put the right offer on the table, and that artist wanted to do that, then I would support it.
Boom.